Hi everyone, welcome back. My name is Kyle. The channel's called Kyle by the Creek. I made another deal with my local power equipment repair store. They have a pile of junk for me to pick up, $150. So again, I couldn't say no. And we do have at least one rider tractor. We have a Husqvarna. I have no idea what's wrong with it. We have a generator, we have a tiller, power washer, a bunch of stuff that doesn't work and might not bounce back. But let's go assess what I've purchased, and we'll take a close look, see what we can't get running. Let's give you a quick look. I'll unload it and we'll take a closer look. But riding tractor, Aaron snowblower, no name generator, Craftsman pressure washer, and then we got the hold on, we got the still tiller with a messed up auger, although all that stuff is right there. So yeah, let's get it unloaded. We'll see what we got. Here's the lineup. Let's go from right to left. So I have the Still MM55 tiller. Yep, she's broken. Wonder if the engine will run. Wonder if you can either fix the gearbox of that auger or use that engine on something else. Looks like a typical power head to me, but we'll find out. Aaron's ST824. I have one just like it. I thought it was a 3.5 horsepower from the pictures, but this is the 8 horsepower Tecumseh. Looks like a pretty nice snow blower. You know, it's pretty big. Looks complete. Not sure what's wrong with it. It's got a flat tire. And that's all I know. I know the paint's chipping off. Okay, a Craftsman 3000 max PSI power washer. This thing has a 8.75 foot-pound gross torque. That seems pretty big to me. 190cc. I mean, I don't know, it's not your typical like 5 horsepower, whatever the 180cc, sorry, 190cc can get you, but seems like a pretty big engine to me. Owner didn't know anything about it, didn't remember, so obviously it doesn't come with any hoses or wand. Usually this means the pump is cracked. It does have a pump. Usually the reason power washers are in the shop is because they don't make pressure, but could be a carb clean, you just never know. All right, portable generator. Can't say I've seen this brand before. Looks like it's in decent shape. I don't, you know, paint chipping off a little bit. This is a lot of just dirt on here. I think it would clean up halfway decently. It does have the 240. It's got a low oil warning. Yeah, it's a nice little generator, 3,250 watts continuous, so nothing special. Yeah, looks like your typical, what's a 7 horsepower, just says engine, 7 horsepower, you know, Honda clone or whatever it is. All right, and then here's the gem of the haul here. Husqvarna LTH 1538, so looks to me like a 38-inch deck with a 15.5 horsepower brake. So on the smaller size for you know, power and width of cutting deck. But this is a nice looking machine. I know, but that's got a hydro. It's got the simple blade engagement, you know, a 500cc engine, which they rate all the way up to 19.5 horsepower, maybe even more. But from what I know immediately offhand, they do rate those sometimes at 19.5. Deck looks good. Oh, seized blades. Has no grass deflector. Tires look good. Tires look really good. Doubt we have an hour meter on this thing. Nope, no hour meter. But yeah, I'm wondering if we try to jump this one, see if we can get it running. This is supposed to run, and the real issue that was told to me was that the front end is towed out. Doesn't even look that bad from here, but I guess the main issue that it went into the shop was front end issues, and then just the owner said minor stuff, but he said it's a runner. So again, all this for $150. You know, I would basically buy this for $150. So, you know, all this stuff is like extra to me. I bet we can get that to run. I bet we can get that to run. He thinks it might be just fuel with this. He wasn't sure. He wasn't confident it was an output issue, but just a run issue. But again, it was some time ago that he received it. So, all right, cool stuff. Always love picking up equipment from this place. They never fail to deliver me some really good stuff. I mean, this thing, like, not a bit of chipping paint. Seat absolutely destroyed. You could solve that with a $20 seat cover, which I'll probably do because that one has the armrest. That's pretty nice. And if we can get it to run and just bend some metal to fix that front end, I mean, come on, that's awesome. All right, enough talking. Let's see if we can get this to fire off. '04-2908, probably a 2004 machine, I think is how you read that. All right, I have this battery jumper. You know, it's got a light, it's got the cables to jump batteries. This company gave me this thing and wanted me to just tell you guys how it works. So I didn't say I'd spend much time on it, but I'll just use it naturally and I'll let you know. I did use it once before and it seems pretty good. It seems to give you a charge or like a jump much longer than some of the other ones. If you plug in this guy, got kind of big alligator clips. These seem pretty good. You need a green light here, so you could hold down the danger button. There you go. Now I got a green light, and we'll be able to start the engine now. Kind of sound like it ran out of gas. Seems like either the seat safety or brake safety is messed up. Yeah, we ran out of gas. There's a little bit in there, but there's a pickup, and it's below the pickup. Well, that battery jumper works good. So yeah, what's the name of this thing? Sorry, the camera died there. Yeah, so this is what we have. It's an AVAPOW 6000 amp. And it's got the USB-C plug-in, USB 1 output, USB 2 output. It's a DC output. It goes from that little plug, pretty common plug for like older electronics, and then that plug goes to like a cigarette lighter output, so you could run, you know, like a tire inflator or whatever you like to run out of your car. And that's your plug for the alligator clips. Big flashlight, you know. Yeah, so far pretty nice. All right, let's just show you guys how this works. Yeah, so runs nice on choke right there with just a little spray. Haven't tested any electronics yet, but immediately dirty carb. This thing, I need to get the air cover off because it's got this plug on the intake. It's kind of weird. I don't know. Anyway, this thing, the recoil is locked up. I just discovered that. So I'm gonna, this tire goes down immediately too. I'm gonna inflate this tire, drag it over to power. We'll see if the electric start works. All right, let's see if the electric start works. As I tip it over. Oh, well, that's all it needed. Pull start works now. Well, hard to start. Oh yeah, probably has some water in the gas or something. Oh yeah, it runs. It's gonna need a carb clean probably. But the pull cord is not stuck. Electric start works. If you saw there, it blew snow for a minute, and then I went to operate the transmission and I tipped it over. It stalled. But yeah, I think we got a working auger. That's sweet. We got to fix this tire because it leaks air too much, and I mean, it looks absolutely ugly, and I know people hate when I knock on these snow blowers, but these are not desirable. Nobody wants them at all. So yeah. But we'll give it a try, see if we can't get it fixed up right, and then try to resell it. All right, so we're going to work on this generator first. I got it to run. It makes power, so that's pretty exciting. It just doesn't run great, so it surges. So I went ahead and bought a replacement carb. This is a 7 horsepower Honda clone, so you know, these carbs are everywhere. I figured might as well slap a carb on it. But yeah, I got the old gas out of the tank. The tank's in good shape. I know there's a little peeling paint there. And the thing runs great, just on choke. So off choke, it just surges. You know, I did seafoam, you know, that never works for me and whatnot. But yeah, so it just, I think it needs a new carb. I tried cleaning it probably 4 different times. Didn't show you any of that stuff. But let's throw a replacement carb on this thing and see what it has for power and what this, you know, 4,000 surge watt can do. But I think it's a pretty nice little generator. So I've been working on it like this. You just tip it up pretty nice. And you can see I already replaced the fuel line. I had to clean out the petcock too. This was completely clogged, and got all that going. So we got good fuel flow. But yeah, you can see here's the Honda clone. Pretty typical look for a lot of different generators. So since I did this so many times the other day, this is really quite easy. 2 10 millimeters. There's one nut on the other side of here that I took off already, and but yeah, it's very easy to gain access to this carb. Yeah, I'm just having no luck in the cold keeping these batteries going, but got the carb off here. Like I said, very easy. Hardest thing is just getting the throttle and the throttle spring off, but besides that, this thing just comes right apart. I got a new gasket with this carb too, so that's always good. All right, everything's going back together well. Very nice. So just made a little adjustment there with that screw, and this cheap little carb seems to be running it just fine. So yeah, as you saw, we're making power, and full RPM sounds really nice. So I'll try to get this thing cleaned up just a bit. There we go, all cleaned up. Just despite that, I think it looks pretty nice. You know, generators don't sell anyway, so I'm gonna have to mark this real cheap. But you know, just to show you, it does have the 240 All these receptacles work. They all make the right amount of power. So, yeah, fire it up one more time. Have it off choke. Let's see if it starts off choke. Ah, they never do. Yeah, that's perfect. You know, first pull with choke and no surging, making power. So we got this running and fully operational. I got this running and fully operational too. This has been sitting here since yesterday, but let's give it a cold start. So yeah, I did a carb clean on that. And this thing runs perfectly. And all the drives work nice and smooth here. Very smooth. And auger works, drive works. This tire loses air, but I did put ATF in there. Seems like it, nah, I don't know, it just goes flat. So yeah, I have that listed in the listing because I already have this for sale, because it's a narrow window with snow blowers, so you gotta try to sell them while there's snow on the ground. So yeah, this is listed for make an offer. I didn't even put a price on it. And if someone comes with 100 bucks, I'd be happy to sell it for 100 bucks. I actually listed it this way. You guys will love and hate it at the same time. This guy, if you remember from my snow blowers video and even a follow-up video, I got this running, runs like trash. I have that listed for free with this one. And this is make me an offer. So yeah, hopefully we can get these gone. But yeah, between the generator and the snowblower, I think we're already at our 150 that we got into this thing. So, you know, this did cost me a carburetor, but that was like $13. So, not totally worried about it. Didn't cost anything for that. So, yeah, we're doing great on this deal. Let me show you what I did with the seat safety. Okay, on the bottom of the seat, there's this little pin connector here. And if you want to disable your seat safety, you can't just pull this off. You have to go one step further. There's a little thing in here. I'll pull it out and I'll show you. There we go. So if you remove this, then your seat safety is disabled. And that's a lot easier than cutting wires and splicing wires. Plus, if you want it back again, you know, you can just reinstall that piece. It's very easy. Just gonna leave it out for now. But while you're fixing things and working on things, if you need to mow your grass, pull off that connector and remove this little piece with some needle nose pliers. Alright, well, it does sound a lot better when it's not running out of gas. Let's go take it for a little drive. Yeah, we're good, and the blades aren't seized, so it just needed, you know, 2 times to slam them, and then they started spinning. They sound good. Engine seems like it idles okay. It might need a carb clean to deal with that, but yeah, drive works, deck works. So we just got to throw a battery in here and make sure the charging system works and all that. I think I'll put an order for the grass deflector now and for a seat cover, and then we're just, you know, we're cleaning this thing up. I'm sure I'll take the deck off and inspect it, maybe paint it, just to make it look to match how nice the orange is. And then we'll do a full service on the engine. This one should be pretty easy, guys. What do you think, Carmen? You found yourself a piece of ice? Just giving it a little look over. All right, that's the next day here, and I think we're going to drop this mowing deck and take a close look. Didn't like that, did you, Carmen? This should be done outside. Let's take it outside. Oh, here's what we're left with. This thing is nice. There's not much wrong with this. Should look at the underside. Halfway decent blades. Underside is good and messy. Yeah, nice. The brake on. Can't really get you a version without the brake. There we go. Well, that's really noisy. So I gotta make sure what I'm hearing there. But dog's in the way. But yeah, the underside is pretty grassy. But besides that, we're in nice shape here. Oh, this dog loves clumps of old grass. It's pretty gross, pup. Why you gotta get into that stuff? Huh. All right, this bearing here is a bit grumbly. Yeah, so we might get into that one. Oh boy, it's on there good. Alright, that one came out. That one broke. Yep. Wow. Always break that. They have anti-seize on them too. Either that, it's Loctite. Yeah, snapped right off. Same with that one. Wonderful. Okay, Amazon Prime to the rescue. We got a $15 spindle, so it looks identical, and it's got a grease fitting, so that's gonna get the comment section all jazzed up. Also got a seat cover, and I did order the grass deflector. That was like $50, but that will come in a couple days, next week sometime. But yeah, we'll replace that. Right now, I'm not thinking about painting this deck. I think with the grass deflector on and everything else looks really good. I'm just gonna clean it up pretty nice. I don't think I need to paint it. So, yeah, let's get the spindle on, get everything hooked back up. Forgot this part. Easy enough fix. There we go. I don't know, I feel like I've been getting really lucky with blades lately. The blades that are on here are really nice. Nice and straight. Not worn. Yeah, that's gonna sharpen up nice. That one's a little worn. It's probably like a season. Yeah, pretty good. I just held the trigger down nearly the whole time. I know that drives people bananas. There you go, came out great. Pretty beat up seat here, but I got a seat cover. I really, I looked on Amazon for one that would support armrests. Not many do. I wasn't really happy with this color because it's got a bright yellow patch. But yeah, I think it'll do. So let me just cut off some of this duct tape and some of these parts that are going to kind of poke through. That fits great. They never look perfect, but fits just about as good as I've had a seat cover fit. This is a medium. I'm almost always go for the medium. If you get the large ones, it's so baggy on top, but this is perfect back height. That's usually the worst part is like, the thing like will be baggy, like you could almost fit like 3-4 more inches. I don't know what I think about that yellow, like I said, but it is what it is. At least it's a gray seat cover. It supports the armrests. That's a really nice feature on this tractor, that it actually has armrests. So that's pretty comfortable stuff. I like that. So yeah, I wanted to do everything I could to save the seat. Obviously, I wasn't going to tape this up or do something dumb. A seat cover was the right choice. So yeah, you can find these guys on Amazon. They're all over the place. Home, yeah? I don't know. Anyway, it was like $21, so can't beat it. Yeah, I just wanted to take the cover off just to inspect. Everything looks really clean. I was just tightening up the head bolts, and these intake bolts were a little bit loose too. Everything looks good. I'm just gonna clean it up a little bit, blow it out. It's a little dusty, but it doesn't look like there's ever been a mouse nest in here. I reversed this belt guide. When I took it off, I didn't notice which side it was on, but it's supposed to be on the inside. What I did is I mirrored this one, because this one's on the outside. But looking at the parts diagram, and I reviewed my footage, and it's supposed to be on the inside. So that's correct. Well, we got a little snow today, and last night I sold that snow blower. I put it in the listing, like I said, where the smaller one had to go with it, but yeah, it was make me an offer, and it sold for $50. I also have someone coming to get the generator, so hopefully today he comes to pick that up. We made a deal on $150. So you know, if I sell the generator for $150 and I sold the snowblower for $50, we're already up on this deal, because this whole package was $150 altogether. So yeah, that's great news. All right, I do have the grass deflector came in the other day, so that's a nice brand new piece. And I have a battery for this. I have an oil filter for this. So I'm hoping, you know, with this snow day that I have, we can wrap up this project. All right, we're gonna install this grass deflector. You take this spring, put it in there like that. Then this part is gonna end up giving you the tension that will slam this thing back down when you lift it up. But they're a little tricky to install. So good luck watching me while I do this. we go. I just went with a hitch clip instead. There's a notch for it. It doesn't need to be much. So that will just hold, I mean the pin would, there's so much tension on it, the pin's gonna stay there anyway. But just so it doesn't slip out, that should do it. I cleaned up these battery connections, so they look pretty good. And the hardware that came with it, I cleaned those up too. Very nice. So we got a battery installed. I'm gonna fire this thing up, drive it outside real quick, get the engine a little warm, get the oil moving, and then we'll change the oil here. It's idling perfectly. The charging system's working. We've got headlights. Yeah, it's been running for a couple minutes here. Just trying to get it good and hot. I'll back it into the shed and we'll change the oil. Whoa. Thing just pulled straight out. It's like you can't you can't avoid making a mess with this stuff. Even when they make it nice with this thing, it's still oil changes. Always a giant mess. Finally, one that comes off easy. That was nice. For filters, I've been using these Fram FD3614. They're at Advanced Auto. Pretty cheap. I mean, they're like, I don't know, $5 or $6. They stick out kind of far, but they work. Kind of like the orange on this machine. Matches the Husqvarna paint. Well, we have the oil change, the engine service. This thing just needs to be cleaned up a little bit, and we do need to fix the towed out steering. I don't know if you could tell, that tire is pointing that way. We have not addressed that yet. I guess I have confidence that we can get this accomplished, so let's tackle that issue. Just wanted to show you from the seat. You can see that tire looks pretty good and straight. I don't know if you can tell, but that one's kicked off that way. So we're going to work on this one. We'll pop the wheel off and we'll get a pipe wrench right where the tie rod connects, and then we'll bend this back in a little bit. Shouldn't be much of a trouble. Okay, so we have the wheel off. I just have a socket that I can put on the end of the axle here, and then I have my pipe wrench. That's going to go right where the tie rod links up. What I'm going to do is just pull these together like that, and that will hopefully take care of the towed in side here. I bought these axle caps. Just going to warm them up on the diesel heater here. Get them nice and flexible. right, there's the finished product. Got that straightened out. It's definitely nice and straight now. So I actually did a little adjustment on this side too, so just kind of pulled them both in, and that should fix that problem. Really wasn't all that bad to begin with. It was pretty usable as it was, but you know, no one wants that, and it's nice to have your steering wheel very straight and to be going straight. So yeah, got that problem solved. That was actually pretty easy. We have the deck installed, but the front end is a bit low. So I have this all the way in the highest position. You can see the back is pretty raised up, but the front is like, yeah, it's basically on the anti-scalp wheel. So we're gonna drive in the nut that goes on the mounting rod that connects to the front of the deck, and then I'll show you this front end lifting up as I drive that in. So here's the nut I'm talking about on the front. That's 3/4. And then there's a locking nut that goes on there. That's 11/16. I had to use a little bit of heat just to get this all free, but I backed it way out. I'm just going to drive it in with my impact driver and then get this front end going up a bit. That looks level to me. Yeah. And then we'll put the locking nut on. There we go. Great. Nice level deck that goes all the way up. Nice and high and even. There's our brand new grass deflector. I'm not even going to bother trying to clean this thing up, guys. It's February 6th today. There's snow on the ground. I'm just going to park this thing outside. And, you know, maybe I'll try to cover this seat or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, it's done. It looks pretty good. And it'll definitely benefit from a power wash in the spring, but what can I say? For a winter project, I definitely think this thing is perfect. So I'm going to fire it up once in here just to make sure the mowing deck engages. So I know, hang tight. And then I'll take it outside and we'll see if we can do a walk around in the daylight here, but kind of crummy out. It's like raining / snowing. Kids are trying to make some snowmen. But I think I can get it out to here and... Oh, you're not making snowmen? What are you making? Fort. Oh, you're making a fort. Maybe we'll have to go take a look.
They're over there making snowmen.
Yeah, looking good.
Yeah, and I'm making a secret tunnel, which no one wants but you.
got another one parked, another project finished amongst all the other ones and some unfinished projects. Got a pretty good collection going. Well, I want to thank everyone who's still interested in tractor content, even though it's winter, even though there's snow on the ground and it's pretty cold out. I like to do this thing all year round and stockpile as many tractors as I can, and then hit the spring season pretty hard with finished machines. They usually sell for a pretty good price. So this has been my strategy the last couple of years, and I've been able to sell a ton of machines in March, starting in March in Connecticut. That's, you know, there's no grass growing in March, but people will start to get the itch to want to buy a machine and you know, plan ahead for mowing. So anyway, it's really good to get as many of these things going as I can and for sale as soon as spring hits. So thank you guys again for watching. My name is Kyle. The channel is called Kyle by the Creek. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, help me out here, that'd be great. Hopefully you enjoyed this Husqvarna project as well as all the other little machines. Pretty cool that we're able to sell that snowblower and get an agreement to sell that generator. You know, we're already making a profit and haven't even gotten this Husqvarna listed for sale or sold yet. So another really good deal from my local power equipment store. So looking forward to doing more business with them in the future. It always seems to turn out pretty good. All right, everyone, we'll catch you on the next one.